I'm just doing my own thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking at what everyone else doing. This is what I want to do, and I'm just doing it. If there's other people doing exactly what I'm doing, then shout out to them. But me, I'm in my own lane.
Facts.
Running my own race. That's actually a major thing that I've learned.
Yeah.
That's how I burn most of my budget. Charlemagne is my last name.
Charlemagne is your actual last name?
It's my actual last name.
You're not biting off of...
No, this guy's biting off from me. So my real last name is Charlemagne. Speaking of Cardi, myself, I'm not that hype over Cardi like everyone is. I don't know, I think it's just like a baby kind of to me. To say it boldly, a lot of times artists, they in the bedroom recording by themselves, and they're looking at themselves in the mirror and like, yeah, I'm the shit, bro. Anyone else listen to your shit? You need a different ear to listen to it and give advice, critics, and it's okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Your upcoming project.
Yes, which
coming out this week.
Coming out this week.
I made a way and no burning these bridges. I keep on stacking these digits. Money and let's think about a new business. I made a million a minute. I made a million a minute. I made a million a minute. Yeah, baby.
Welcome to another episode of For the Record. We're here with none other than the only Lucky Charlemagne,
aka Boss Luke.
Boss Luke. I like the way you said that.
No?
You might know him already. Local Vancouver, just entrepreneur, musical, collaborative genius, tastemaker, vibe curator.
Oh,
what else? What else would you, maybe the
head honcho.
Head honcho.
Yeah.
Head of the Bossed Up Collective, as well as a couple other projects that he works on. We're gonna get into a variety of different things here, man.
Thank you for having me, man. I would say it really started, I was doing radio at CITR, UBC. Then from that, migrate into No Fun Radio in Gastown. And when No Fun Radio in Gastown closed, because in No Fun Radio in Gastown I had my own show called Keeping It Real.
Oh, okay.
So Keeping It Real ran from like a good 2 years. Like about a year, I would say, because the No Fun Radio stayed open up for a year.
The way you said it, is that Haitian?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's English, and I put real is like Creole word, meaning real.
Cool.
So instead of keeping it real, I said keeping it real.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Then I switched it when they closed. We switched up to Save on Meats. Save on Meats had a radio show.
Save on Meats?
Yeah, and it's called Save on Radio.
Okay.
So a lot of creative in the city would have radio show there. They had Ramen Coke show with Floetic.
Yeah, that's Meats, MEETS?
Yeah, Meats. Yeah, it's right there. On Hastings and like Carroll and something.
Okay.
And so when Bust Up Radio started there, COVID happened. Then we closed down. Then we couldn't do no more radio show. And I'm like, well, all these relationships that I have with these artists, I could use it and make a dope compilation album.
Yeah.
So that's when the switch happened from the podcast to the label. So Bust Up became a label.
So who started like the Bossed Up? Was it you and another lady?
Yes, it was me and Princess Ashish.
Got it.
Shout out to Princess Ashish. Where's the camera?
Your
Shout
camera.
out Princess Ashish. Yeah, and she's still DJ and doing other stuff, creative stuff.
Got it.
But the label is mostly me creatively, like getting into it, and because music is always something that I've been involved with.
For sure.
Even while in Montreal, I had my cousin, he's a rapper in Montreal, and I also managed some upcoming artists while back in Vancouver when I first moved.
Wow,
so
okay.
I always kind of have the foot in there. I'm like, wow.
All those connects have kind of got to this point now where you can like be do what you do where you're at now. So I guess what's your title role? Like, are you president or are you president, CEO? Like,
president,
what's your
CEO, creative,
all
of the above. When you do first startup.
Yeah, so you do it when you start your startup.
You do everything.
Yeah, yeah.
I even had a few years where I had to DJ for my podcast.
Yeah.
Because sometimes guest DJ wouldn't show up.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, the playlist, and sometimes too I want to curate the show a certain way.
Yeah.
So I would play certain songs, and yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. So who are like the certain artists that I'm sure more will come in the future, but like who are like your frequent collaborators now?
Like right now, my frequent collaborators, I got Futon done.
Okay.
We do songs, and we even have a production duo. Futon done, Lowkita. I got Grizzy, Wynter.
Yeah. Heard some stuff from all three you sent me with those. Fire.
So, yeah. It's the first 3 songs. This is these guys that I'm gonna put out the first 3 singles first. Right. Then I'll work with some upcoming songs that are more in the vault.
Yeah, and these singles are for your upcoming project.
Yes, which
coming out this week.
Coming out this week.
Actually, it may. Let's just say it may or may not be out already, but. It may or may not be out already, but these singles are in preparation for your
release. We're gonna have a release event.
Okay, cool.
Where first of all, we're gonna have the networking part where we're gonna have some artists introduce each other, and we're gonna have the marketing part, whereas because a lot of people sitting on songs and they don't know how to release them properly. So I got Duma. He's a marketer. Right. Duma from Advance.
Advance
Music,
He does some dope work for the city.
Dope work. So I'm happy to have him on board to help us do that marketing plan. And after that, we're gonna have the artists perform. Like Futon gonna perform, Lowkita gonna perform, Grizzy gonna perform. Yeah. Maybe some special guests that I'm not gonna tell yet. It's gonna be a dope night. After that, we have the after party with Indulgent. Indulgent is a young upcoming DJ I'm working with. Femi. But he goes by Indulgent.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of dope creative energy in the city, and I think if we all collab, which is one of the most, I would say, mission of Bus Stop is to get everyone creative. Working together, everyone working in the corner is not gonna make the sound grow.
Would you say that that's a problem that our city has?
Yes. Yeah. Like I'm surprised still. Like I'm like, oh, you guys don't know each other. I'm like, we're always in the same circle, Sometimes when you introduce people, you make the connection. You're like, okay, that's wild. But this is the world we live in, right? Everyone's online, and everyone's trying to stick to each other, but I think it's important to have collaboration because that's how the sound grow, that's how a city grow,
Toronto became they birthed their sound from multiple people producing like similar sounding music, and they weren't all just doing their own thing to be able to cultivate what's now known as like Toronto sound.
And I gotta shout out guys like Flint, Freelance Flint, Rico. He got his own, studio, ecosystem. He got an event space in there. People go, and there's a lot of collaboration going on over there. I record there as well previously. So I try to go to different studios just to build relationship.
Definitely. I guess what was like your first step in like making it happen? Like, I guess that migration from like it being like because was it like it was the show and then it became the label itself?
Well, parallel, while doing all these shows like from UBC to Gastown, No Fun Radio to even like, I always like was recording in between. Like I would make songs with Futon Dawn, or even beats, and I've worked with an artist called Senti for years.
Senti.
Yeah, Senti.
How you spell that?
SENTI.
Okay.
So I was always like, my foot was always in. It's just I didn't really like laser focus. So now, by starting the label and doing the compilation album.
Why do you think it's important to start with a compilation album? Like,
because I work with different genres, with different artists. Sometimes I could deal with a neo soul kind of genre. Sometimes I could be the rapper, or
Yeah.
R&B, or even Haitian music.
Yeah.
Because I got a Haitian group that I work with right now, based in Haiti.
Oh, okay.
This song is ready that I'll be releasing soon too.
Cool.
So it's
That's what's up. Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, when you had sent me some of the work, it was like I'm hearing alternative, and then I'm hearing like rap, and then I'm hearing like, when I say alternative, I like literally it's like Tame Impala.
Like
you're
pop
hearing,
music. Yeah, I
you're
love
hearing
pop.
like that kind of vibe, and
pop
then
music.
rap, and then you're hearing like a Toronto like style of like
dancehall kind of
100%. So yeah, that's what I was kind of getting the vibe that like this is something where like it's not locking in on one thing. You can look at it like TDE, like they got Kendrick, they got J Rock, they got Absol, but they also have SZA.
Yeah, that's what I like. I like when I work with an artist and it's always different genre because it stimulates my brain, it stimulates my mind, and I can be like, okay, maybe we could do it this way. I did at this part, or deconstruct the song, reconstruct it. And
would you say that that's, I guess, what makes you like set you apart from maybe other collectives or labels maybe that are like in the city? I don't know if there's really too many more of them.
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure if there's like I'm just doing my own thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking at what everyone else doing. This is what I want to do, and I'm just doing it. If there's other people doing exactly what I'm doing, then shout out to them. But me, I'm in my own lane.
Facts.
Running my own race.
How do you balance that, like the creative side of like being like the leader of the pack, but also like being in the studio with your artists, like giving input? Like how do you?
It's a thin line, I feel, to walk, because when you offer advice, or sometimes it could be taken the wrong way, so you just have to tread lightly, say it the proper way, and sometimes you add stuff and it doesn't work. And you remove it. It's a collaborative effort. That's the magic. It takes two to make a baby. You
could put it that way. I was gonna say artists are sensitive about their work, yo. Artists are sensitive about their shit.
At the same time, if you look at someone like Quincy Jones and Dr. Dre, not saying that I am a Dr. Dre, but
it's a bold take.
Like these guys, they are artists.
Yeah.
But they also wear that other hat.
They wear they sit in like the executive kind of realm, but they're also in the creative process. Like sorry, not Eminem. Dr. Dre has probably made so many albums that will never see the light of day.
Never see the light of day. But the guy's in the studio all the time.
Yeah. So it's like you can't not call him like inside like the creative process, like an artist in and of himself.
And to say it boldly, a lot of times artists, they in the bedroom recording by themselves, and they're looking at themselves in the mirror and like, I'm the shit, bro. Anyone else listen to your shit? You need a different ear to listen to it and give advice, critics, and it's okay. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah. It's like people are like, it's like,
they're like the bedroom artists. Like nobody else hears their stuff besides them. They have 100 records of just things that only they've heard or only they've made or whatever it might be. It's like sometimes you gotta. I think people used to give J. Cole hell for that because he would only produce or he would only rap on the beats that he produced.
Like look at that's the perfect example. A guy like J. Cole, he's a dope artist. But J. Cole is able to produce himself, record himself, and write his own raps, right? He's a one-man show. Yeah. But when you hear J. Cole on someone else's beat, guy snaps. You're like, oh, this is... Not saying the J. Cole beats don't... You know what I'm saying, right?
100%.
It's like, when you hear those features, like, oh, shit, Cole? Really?
Like sometimes like just your own ears can really be to your detriment or can limit you.
Yeah, exactly, limit.
Yeah. That's facts. That's the thing I find, like even J. Cole sitting in that same shoes where now Ari Lennox is like, get me out of this label. I don't know if you've heard that news recently.
That. Oh wow, she's trying to leave?
She actually has already left. She left Dreamville. Now she signed directly. I think it's Interscope she signed with. But it's that point where she's like, I don't feel like I'm being prioritized on the label. there are other artists that are maybe doing this or doing that,
Glass.
JID or whoever else, but like not Isaiah Rasad, sorry.
Who they trying to release next now?
I think JID's up next.
JID next.
But even still, she's like, I don't feel like. I mean, it's comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah, like.
But you look at TDE and what SZA's doing, and it's like, okay, damn, like, you know, you can see all the gases behind her because of like her being on a like record
And
album.
it took years for SZA to get to that level.
Yeah.
You know, SZA, yeah, she was always on TDE, but she wasn't Kendrick level from
the beginning.
You know?
Yeah, I listened to the Z album. Nobody was listening to that. What's it called? Control. That's when finally the fire came up from under her. But yeah. In any case, how do you discover and decide like who you work with? Like, what do you look for in artists? Like, say the Lowkita that you work with, or the Grizzy that you
like,
work with.
Giving you an example, like Grizzy is a friend of mine, and you know, I know his songs, so we're like, yo, let's do a song together. Lowkita is an artist that I've seen around the city. I like what she represents, and I'm like, oh, let's collab. Futon is a homie of mine. You know, for now it's mostly organic. You know. And also now, I also offer the service. If you want some advice, you can always hit me up on my website.
Like consulting.
You know, yeah, consulting.
Yeah. Okay. So, word.
You know, putting the work done.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what you have to do. You got to put the work in. You have to put the work in. I guess I want to know like your philosophy as like leading Bossed Up. Even in your email chains when you're like Bossed Up, like BU dash BU, it's like you're kind of putting what you want this to stand for. It's like being put right up there. But like I want to hear from like you, like what would you say your philosophy as like a leader is? Or
well, being a boss is basically, you know, believing in all your capacities, right? So that's what Bossed Up is about. You know, the B stands for boss, U for up. Yeah. But it also could be like be you. Yeah. You know, be yourself, be your authentic self. Yeah. By being your authentic self, that's when you're gonna remove obstacle, and so you can reach your full potential. Yeah. And a lot of time people get caught up in their own world, or even, you know, when I was saying I'm not looking what people doing. Yeah. You know, stay in your lane, run your race. Yeah. You know, and sky's the limit after that. Yeah. And find people. That's why in the collaboration come about. Find people that have the same kind of mindset,
like-minded,
and collab with them, right?
Yeah, I think that's
Because if you stay in isolation, then you don't grow. That's how you grow a community. Yes.
I think like real leaders don't really need people to no need to tell people to follow them. Like they're just kind of, people see their examples and they go and like follow and emulate, or they believe in like kind of what their like philosophy is. That exact point where being yourself is like the true essence of being a leader. You're not looking at what the next man's doing, or if you are, even if you are maybe looking at what somebody else is doing, it's in a positive light. It's you know, what can I learn from this? Where do we stand in the field? Like that kind of mindset, not necessarily this person's lapping me, like, you know, and let that influence how you are.
If you take that Lennox comparison, like, yes, you want to get out of Dreamville, but is really comparing yourself to someone else the best way to achieve that strategy, right? Yeah. Just focus on your own numbers, on your own. I don't know the full situation, so I don't want to really talk about it. But focus on your numbers. Like, did you grow? Yeah. You know, is your numbers are what they're supposed to be doing? Yeah. So, because at the end of the day, right now, it's just a numbers game, right?
Yeah. Can you talk about a mistake or a lesson that like affects how you run, or like how you see Bossed Up going? Like something that you learned from the past that's like, okay, because I saw that, like this is how we're gonna do things now, or like this is how I want to do things now when it comes to this now.
You're gonna have to edit that part. Let me think.
You just say, good question.
Actually, yeah,
good question.
Wait,
Give yourself some time.
Great. Actually, great question. Because when in the process of recording this compilation album, I had a residency at the studio, and why I decided not to have studio subscription is that a lot of times, sometimes you come in and it's not fully ready. I would rather the artist work more on the song, get it to the level that he thinks they're ready to record, then we come and we record. Because sometimes we'll go and we're not getting things done because the song weren't where they're supposed to be. You know? So then we go back, we write, or sometimes we have to work again on the beat, and I'm like, it's something we could have done at home.
Yeah. This is like burning studio time or like things like that. Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's valid.
That's actually a major thing that I've learned. Yeah. That's how I burn most of my budget.
Bro, studio. I feel like that's how most labels probably fry their budgets in studio time.
Studio time.
Yeah, that's crazy. Crazy work. But yeah, I mean, what do you foresee? Like, I guess after this compilation project, that's you can check it out in the description as well. We'll put the links down there for you guys to check it out. Listen to the project, listen to the dope artists that are on it. What do you see next? Like, if you can see yourself the same time next year, what do you see
same time next year? Probably more projects have been released.
Okay.
I'm gonna start releasing solos.
Like yours or the artists?
Artists.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not a rapper.
I was gonna say, bro, you just try to say you jumping into the artist field?
I'm not a rapper. I'll release compilation album, you know.
Cool.
But I'm not a rapper.
Cool.
But you're not gonna hear me scream like DJ Khaled. No. Boss Luke. No.
So do you listen to, like, how tapped in are you in like the new music that's out right now? Like maybe younger artists, like I know we were bumping Kendrick before we walked in, but I'm talking like younger, newer than that.
I don't go younger than Cardi.
Really? So that's probably exactly who I was gonna ask. Okay. Who, considering Cardi, considering the Swamp Izzo, like the ad libs, how you were just kind of talking about how DJ Khaled is.
Yeah.
What did you think when you first heard like Swamp Izzo?
No, you know, I don't mind the ad libs and all that because I've done it with a few of my homies back then in Montreal. It's just that sometimes you get over too much.
Yeah.
And speaking of Cardi, myself, I'm not that hype over Cardi like everyone is. I don't know. I think it's just like a baby Kanye to me. Like
baby Kanye?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
I don't see nothing like really like new, exciting. I'm like, oh yeah.
So like you didn't think of nothing when you saw him like hop up out of the Suburban and his thong was showing from the back. You didn't think that was anything that's like riveting or like Kanye like?
These guys are just pulling stunts. Man, if I hear the music and it's not what it is, that's why I don't pay a lot of attention to the circus.
Yeah.
I hear the music first. Like that. Was it you? I was saying the last good song maybe Kanye put out was Carnival.
Yeah.
And after that the guy went AWOL, whatever the word is.
I just recently learned about this forbidden song. We're not even gonna get into it, but there's like this forbidden song that Kanye put out like just like 2 weeks ago that like
if it's off the net I don't know about it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that like you hear, like, you know how he went on that Twitter rant? It's in that ballpark.
And honestly, like, not to how they say, honestly, like the last 2 weeks I've been mostly listening to my own.
Yeah, that's good though.
Yeah, because I'm trying to tap into the energy.
Yeah.
This guy's gonna perform, so
yeah.
That Lowkita song really, when I want to get into certain mood, I put it on.
That does it actually.
Yeah.
I was in the car whipping to that today, like damn, y'all hear it, y'all will hear it.
Yeah, we're getting ready for that video, so I have to listen to the song again to visualize the scenes and everything.
Oh, you're gonna be sick. With all due respect, you're gonna be sick of that song by the end of that day, bro.
No.
Music video days. Oh, I've been in the studio listening to a beat play over and over again.
We did We did the video for Futon, Paper Dreams, with Rico Freelance. Shout out Rico.
Shout out Rico.
We heard that song at least, I don't know how many times. But you know, that's what it is. Like, for me, if I'm gonna help like direct the thing, I have to visualize it.
Yeah.
And you know, the more I listen to it, I'm like, okay, yeah.
Conceptualize, you see the camera going like this, the scene.
I see the scene, then I don't know how to move the camera. So I'm like, yo, this is what I see.
Yeah. Do this. You're standing behind the director, like, yo. That's what's up.
Yeah, no, but you know, it's always a fun experience. You know?
Yeah. Word. On the side, so you do Bossed Up. That's one of the main things you do. I guess you told us earlier, I don't know how deep you want to get into it, but you also do like different types of like acting work.
Yes, I've been doing some acting gigs with the UBCP.
Okay.
You know, that's the union here.
Word.
In Vancouver.
Yeah.
So I haven't had a role yet since I grew my dreads.
Yeah. They're basically saying like we have enough of those. Are there a lot of people? I feel like dreads is like
it's a very tight cast, right?
Yeah.
So mostly when I would get cast for like SAE is like special skills. Like I would get like doctors, lawyers, you know, businessmen. But with this, my agent probably scratching her head.
Like,
what am I gonna do?
Should have kept your Caesar.
My last, my last not interview, audition. I had you know, my little high top fade.
Yeah.
You know.
When you're taking your son to the barber, what haircut are you telling the barber to? You telling him Caesar, or are you like telling him fade him out like?
Just fade. High top.
I was gonna say, if you're giving that boy a Caesar, bro, that's dirty.
No,
that's crazy.
Caesar.
I think Caesar was like 2000, like.
Yo, believe it or not, like in my high school days, most of the time I had bald heads.
Yeah.
Because that was like the thing back then, you know.
Really?
Yeah, you know.
Bald head?
You remember even like Onyx, Jadakiss. These guys used to rock like bald head, you know, big hoodies, you know. That was
Corey in the house.
My throat starting.
There were some guys that were like rocking like the clean, and they're like
Jordan, you know, but Jordan was bald. That was a different reason.
Yeah.
Onyx, when Onyx came out, you know, throw your guns, you're like, I'm shaving my head.
Yo, if Onyx made you shave your head, I wonder where you are today. That's all I have to say. I wonder where the Onyx fans that shaved their head because Onyx told them to.
You know, and Onyx told them to bust their guns. Now they're in prison.
Hey, I'm sure there's a good percentage that are, you know, living in the free world, and a good.
And that's why, too, like, all jokes aside, I try to make mostly positive music. You know? You know, like all that rah-rah, you know, leave that for the. You know, try to stay positive.
Yeah,
you know?
For Cardi and like, you know, those guys.
Because, you know, you want to listen to something that puts you in the mood, in a great space. Yeah. And
that's the thing. And a lot of music today, like, but it can go too far on that side too. A lot of music just sounds good. Like, it's like headbanging music, but like, what's the message to this?
Yeah.
So
if you have a dope beat, something nice to say, it doesn't have to go super lyrical. You know? Sometimes it's a simple melody. Yeah. And you're repeating the, you know, can be a bar.
Yeah. But that's true. That's true. I know that music where it stands today is in like a very it's a very interesting place and time where like the music industry and all that stuff is right now. What do you think of just the streaming industry, like where things are now? Like
streaming is straight up robbery.
Robbery?
Come on, like most artists are not making money from music. They're making money from the product that they're gonna end up selling.
Everything outside of music.
Yeah, you know, the product that they associate with the art. You know? But music itself, like the streaming numbers, like unless you independent, and even if you're independent, you have to make enough numbers. Yeah. So that's why a lot of people rather sign with a major, because the major gonna put the money behind them. Yeah. To get that streaming number right. Yeah. But you have to pay back.
Yeah, it's an advance.
You know, so
it's not a free blank check.
It's not a free ride.
No. Yeah, that's the thing. What's like a common a thing that you think that artists, like even today, like, even after all these examples of people being robbed through like these major record labels that are like what would you call it? Predatory and you know, just kind of rooted in like taking advantage of people that don't know what they're signing. Yeah. What's something that you think that like people are still doing today that's like, damn, like
a lot of people don't get. If you get a difficult contract, simplify it. Get a lawyer to simplify it. You don't need like something with like 20 pages. You can basically simplify it into 1 or 2 pages.
Most of it's word garbage anyways.
Yeah, most of it is word jargon.
Yeah.
That only lawyers understand. So if you get something that you don't understand, get a lawyer.
I think people get scared of that process. Yeah. Like, I don't want to get a lawyer.
Spend that extra band.
Yeah. People don't realize the only way, and let me put this out there, it almost doesn't matter what you do, you don't make money without spending money in some way.
Yeah.
Whether it's protecting the asset that you're trying to create, protecting the IP that you're trying to create, buying stock merchandise inventory for your store, for your online shop, for your clothing brand. If you don't spend a little bit of money, like, you're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, and even like if we take the example of music, build the structure before you start releasing music. Don't just like record something and you're like, you release music. No, build all the structure around it. Build your website, build your Spotify page, YouTube, and all these things.
Yeah. Besides Bossed Up and all the work that you do with Bossed Up, I saw that you were at the, I guess the neighborhood, or I guess the block party for the Sac Pase. Is it community team?
So yeah, Sac Pase community team is, Sac Pase team is a community that we build around mostly Haitians. Yeah. But we are present in Vancouver and we mostly teaching about our culture. Yeah. Like a lot of people don't know about Haitian culture in Vancouver. Word. And we were at the event. It was at Rise Up Supermarket. Okay. So Rise Up Supermarket. There was a block party. Yeah. Roger, which is responsible for Rise Up, he's a very good community leader so that's fire. Always down. That's fire. Support. We actually organizing Father's Day. Beach Day on Saturday, June 13th. Which beach? New Brighton Beach. New Brighton Beach. So it's coming. Details coming. So we're gonna be.
What's the Haitian community like? And shout out to all the Haitians. Shout out the Zoes. Is that what y'all go by? Or?
So the Zoes is mostly like a Miami thing.
Okay. Word.
It's some people, yeah. Some people
identify
to it.
Word. Okay. Yeah. Shout out all the Haitians, man.
Yeah. Sac Pase.
Yeah.
If you say Sac Pase, you're good.
Sac Pase.
Naboule. That's the answer.
Naboule.
So Sac Pase means yo, what's up?
All right. I feel, you know. Yeah. I'm feeling like one of y'all. I feel like, y'all some strong people, you know.
Yeah, we did the impossible, which was overthrowing France, fighting the English, fighting United States, fighting the Spain Empire. That's like in 1804 to become the first Black Republic.
Word.
So Haiti is the second country to become independent.
Underneath
in America.
In America, okay.
In the continent of America.
Got it.
Because the first country is United States. After the United States became independent, we became independent.
Okay.
Yeah. So put out some respect on our name.
Yeah. Word.
and we help United States get the independence. Yeah. That's the part that they don't talk about.
They don't talk about
that.
So it's evident, like, you're well versed in like a lot of historical. How would you describe that? Like historical.
I just love facts. I don't like history. Yeah. Because history is usually written by the winners.
Yeah.
But you just have to go deep into the facts and don't put emotion into it. You know, if you just look at the facts, this is what happened.
Yeah.
You know, this is what happened in, I don't know, in 1950 when whatever. So when I interested in a specific subject, I just look at the facts.
Yeah. What are your thoughts quickly? Because I don't want this to get, I'm trying to talk about some community-based activism here, but what are your thoughts on like what's happening in Burkina Faso right now?
In Burkina Faso
the
is
same French, you know?
Well, what Ibrahim Touré is doing now is a very great thing, and it's what needs to be done throughout the continent, which is kindly return the help from those foreigners, countries, and tell them, yes, thank you for all these years, now we can take over now.
Yeah.
We don't need the IMF, you know, pumping aid. You know, when they say aid, you have to pay it back.
Yeah.
You know, if
it's
you
not free money.
you have to pay it back with your resources. And Ibrahim's like, we have enough population and enough stuff in our country to feed ourselves. We don't need to ask for food from France or, you know, any other foreign countries.
Yeah.
What we need is build, you know, our minds.
Yeah.
So what he did is that he sent a few young, you know,
young bright minds that are from the country of Burkina Faso
to study in Russia.
Yeah.
And they came back and they're doing more good stuff like that. So when the West see you trying to
develop yourself,
blow up yourself and be independent and stand on your own 2 feet, they're trying to keep holding you by the hand like you're a little boy.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true, and it's the thing that a lot of countries unfortunately are held at the hands to, where like there are these larger countries that are much more developed than us that are basically tying us with our hands behind our back with our own handcuffs.
Yeah.
It's like
oh yeah,
gold that they're threatening and that they're holding you hostage with is the same gold that's there in your land.
Listen, what I would like to see is like leaders like in Rwanda, even Haiti, take the same lead, because Haiti used to lead that charge back then.
Yeah.
To be one of the in the 1800s, you know. But we took a turn, and since the first American occupation, when they came and stole our gold in 1915, the country took just a different turn.
Yeah. And that's the difficulty. It's always the focus. Like, I'm from South Sudan, bro. We have oil out the ass, and it's being held.
There's always a civil war.
There's politics behind, and there's always a civil war, and there's politics behind what other entities are in control of these particular resources. And, you know, it's like if this nation was able to come together and recognize the resources that it has and the opportunities that can be developed, and the people probably had a little bit more education to realize these things, you wouldn't have all these villages, and you wouldn't have all of these non-developed areas where people are, you know, struggling and not able to fend for themselves, have to result to
you become
American
a refugee
aid.
in your own country.
Yeah, resulting to American aid, and you're in your home. It's
crazy, and like it's South Sudan against North, like it's the same people.
Yeah,
it makes no sense, you know. It's like the same situation. Divide to conquer. Yeah,
divide and conquer. That's what they're about. So it is evident, like you said previously, the name of your first radio show, I guess, answers this question. But I was gonna ask, like, how does your heritage impact or influence your work in like music and business?
Keeping it real is something that I always trying to do, like keeping it real. Like, I try not to like take shortcut. If you know, it is what it is. You know, if you have to do something or say something, that doesn't necessarily mean it's confrontational. It's just sometimes you have to, like, you know, say things. If you don't, it's in this weird space where people don't really understand.
No,
you know?
for real.
And I realized here it's a very passive-aggressive city. So, and people, instead of just saying what they mean, I'm like, oh, maybe, no, just Say
Be
what's on your
forwards.
mind.
Yeah. Don't
It's cool.
sugarcoat.
Yeah, it's cool.
I guess in the context that you use the name though, like keeping it like real.
Yeah.
Is that like, do you find yourself often like using Haitian kind of lingo in your like the titles, or like is it
Yeah,
evident
I always
in, like,
try, like get some, even if when I'm doing some art, cover like some Basquiat, reference. I had some nights where I had a night called Gouillade night.
Gouillade night.
Yeah, Gouillade mean like twerk.
Twerk night. Yo, you also freaky.
We had a night. One of the first nights I did a yearly night was a carnival night, which was to teach about the carnival season in Vancouver.
Yeah.
So it would happen at Fortune, like in February we would have the carnival night.
Yeah.
It was a good night, a yearly event. It was pretty dope.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And I guess kind of tying up this particular topic in the sense of like, what do you think is important about making sure that the younger generation or the ones that are coming up are like tapped into these different like heritage or historical like knowing what certain things mean, or knowing why these things are influential or like important to us as Haitians, like as you're at these community events? Like,
it's not just like about the Haitian thing. Even have a black person or black, because I would say Haitian history is black history.
Yeah.
Because by knowing a lot of what happened in Haiti, you'll understand after why slavery was so harsh in United States. Because once the slave in the United States started knowing about what happened in Haiti, they started naming their kids Toussaint, they started naming their kids Dessalines, which was all Haitian heroes.
Yeah.
So the plantation owners became more harsh on the slaves on the plantation than ever, especially when they introduced the black code in the 1830 something. Don't quote me on that, but
hey, you're spitting dates. I'm impressed. I'm just gonna put that out there.
So by knowing what the greatness of our history and who we are, of our people, our ancestors, we'll be able to move forward and walk straight.
Yeah.
Head straight. Don't let people punk you.
Yeah.
Stay friendly but dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true. You can't. You gotta know how to. You gotta know how to. There's no need to really be on the offense, but you must know how to defend yourself and your people, your family. All those kind of things. So that's great. And I think again, it's important to kind of show the next generation what that looks like. Like even me, I think about certain ways where like I really could be a better example to my cousins in this way or that way.
You got younger generation looking up.
Yeah.
I was not gonna say I was a saint, but now that I'm getting older, I think I need to move, accordingly, in a better way.
Definitely. And your example now, you're a leader in your collective, so yeah. Let's go to rapid fire questions.
Oh my God.
Here's
what are those?
It's nothing crazy. I tease him. I was like, yo, you ready for these salacious ass questions that I got loaded up? It's not that platform. Don't even worry, okay? 7 questions, some late shit. Just answer with, I guess, 1 word if you can. If you can't, I understand. But keep them quick because it's meant to be rapid fire. So
don't ask me about Ice Spice. Ice.
I'm crying. Favorite Ice Spice? I'm playing. First artist you ever fell in love with?
Nia Long.
Nia Long.
Yeah, she's
artist.
I don't know. That's the first name that came in. She's an actress.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take
I
actress.
could say Sade.
Sade? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Is it okay? All right.
Yeah.
Most played song in your playlist right now?
Right now, TV Off.
TV Off Kendrick?
Yeah.
Dope. Studio session essentials. What can't you work without? Answer carefully.
Ginger. Honey.
Okay. Laptop.
Henny.
Henny.
Backwoods.
Okay.
Laptop.
Yeah, you are a backwoods man. Every time I see you have a backwoods or you're looking for where it's at.
Yeah, you know, gotta get those blunts going. Could be a long night, you know.
Yeah.
I usually like to be in the studio minimum 3 hours.
3 hours?
3 to
Minimum?
6. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No 1 hour quick bang a song out dip? No.
If I do a 1 hour, someone else gonna come after.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Right.
I like to make it worth my time.
Yeah.
You know.
What's harder, running a label or organizing a community event?
Organizing a community event.
Yeah. Bro, you and I both know running
yeah, I know.
running an event, I forever say I probably won't ever do that again, man.
No, it's fun, you know.
It's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
But, you know.
It comes with a lot, bro.
Comes with a lot, you know.
That's all.
Yeah.
Dream collaboration for one of your artists. So you could wish this person was able to collaborate with this other person.
In the city?
So the person, like one of your artists being like in the city, but the person that they collaborate with doesn't have to be in the city. It could be like you wish Grizz could collab with Drake or something like that.
Okay. You know, a Grizz popcorn.
Popcorn? Okay. That'd be a good one.
That'd be a good one.
That'd be a good one.
Even a Stefan Don. Stefan.
Is it Steph? Yeah, Stefan Don.
Yeah.
She's a good artist.
Yeah.
I like her. I like her music. One Haitian dish you could eat every day.
Shit. Soup jumeau.
Soup?
Soup jumeau.
Jumeau. Right.
So it's like I forgot how you say jumeau in English, but basically it's a soup that we drank in our independence.
Okay.
But most Haitian family will have it every Sunday. I love it. It's very nutritious. Meat, cabbage.
Yeah.
You know, all the good vegetables.
That's what's up.
I love what it represents too.
Yeah.
When I finally knew what it represents, I'm like, maybe that's why I like it so much.
What does it represent?
Well, because as when we were slaves, we weren't allowed to drink it. So when the first day we celebrated our independence, we made it a point.
Okay.
To have it.
To have it there.
And our leader at that time said to do it every year to remember.
Yeah, like
as a remembrance.
Defiance.
Yeah.
Like okay. That's what's up.
That's what's up.
I like that. And that speaks to the type of people y'all are. Like y'all ain't gonna play with us.
I mean, we ain't playing.
Last question: if you weren't in music or other stuff that you do, what would you do instead? Or what's something that you wish, like, or maybe you see for yourself in a couple of years once this is all done and you've done what you needed to do?
Well, I slowly started my real estate startup, which is like we're building. When I went to Ghana, that's what mostly we were doing is. It's a corporation that I started with a few friends from Montreal.
Okay.
And we buying properties in places where Black diaspora. So we started with Ghana as our first step.
First destination,
Destination.
And I always see your on Earn Your Leisure's page. So does it have something? Because I know they have their development in Ghana. Like
they definitely inspired the idea, but I didn't know that they were gonna have a building there too.
Yeah.
If I knew, I would have waited.
Bro, and the thing is, they are getting some mixed opinions because they're. Or some mixed reactions because their developments are marketed specifically for people in the diaspora. So people that are from those areas particularly are saying, why are you building these developments and marking them 3x what we normally pay in the area? Meanwhile, the people that are
in the city on the ground, and
the people that are like in America are like, let us know how much. That's cheap for us, right? So
that's a very interesting take because I spent 6 months in Ghana. So in those 6 months, I saw everything. I saw from like those big ballers coming and buying those big luxury properties.
Yeah.
To the simple family that be like, yo, we live overseas, we just need a space.
Space here.
To the person that actually lives in Ghana that just wants a space. So you see, it's 3 different categories.
Yeah.
But the problem right now in Ghana is that the real estate market is blowing up too quick, and the people on the ground are not able to
keep up with
the
cost of
prices.
living increase that's happening.
It's kind of the same thing everywhere. Even here in Vancouver, who can buy a house?
It's basic economics.
You know?
Like it's.
So
I'm not experienced. Like I'm not like an econ major or anything like that. But it's just general. Like when the price goes up and the supply is staying about the same or not going up as fast as those prices are going up, then it causes a issue for the lower. For the lower class.
That's why when we were there, we were mostly focused on affordable houses.
Word.
You could be a local, you could rent from us.
Yeah.
Or you could be a foreigner, you could rent from us.
Yeah.
Anyone could rent. It's very decent. Prices.
That's what's up.
Because a lot of time when you're a foreigner, you come in those countries. Plus you have US money.
Yeah.
Someone would say, oh, it's only 10 CDs. You're like, oh man, that's $1. I'm rich. No, like if you pay too much, then you're inflating the market.
Yeah, it's true. Big bank take little bank.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, man. Tell the people where they could find you and tell them what you have coming up, like this project that.
So what we have coming up, we have the Bust Up compilation. We're gonna release first three songs: Paper Dream with Futon Dawn, Trust with Lowkita, and we have Lico Did I Know with Grizzy Wynter. So it's gonna be on the Bust Up record page of Spotify. Bust, boss,
Bossed.
BOSSED.
UP.
UP Records. On Instagram, same name. BU. Bust Up BU. I think it is.
Bust Up BU. We're gonna put the links in the description. All that.
I had to flicker with it because to make it fit, so I changed the name a few times.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's all good. Instagram lets you change it about every 30 days or something.
If you trying to follow me personally, it's BOSS_LUC on Instagram. Boss Luke.
And what again do you prefer to go by, just to wrap up, like, because Lucky, you got 2 dope names, Lucky and Charlemagne, like.
Yeah, so Lucky Charlemagne is my last name.
Charlemagne is your actual last name.
My actual last name.
You're not biting off of.
No, this guy's biting off from me. So my real last name is Charlemagne.
Okay.
Je parle français.
Parle français.
Because Haiti was colonized by France. So we speak French. Nous parlons créole tout. Vous connaissez pas Haitian yo. So in English. But I butcher my English.
I fuck with you, my guy. This is my dog. Thank you so much for joining.
Of course.
Appreciate it. This is another episode of For the Record. Well, I think you're standing right in my. You got the middle camera right in my. It's all good. It's all good.
Next time I'm gonna have some gifts for y'all, some merch.
What?
So, first episode, but.
It's all good. It's all good. This probably won't be the last time you see him.
Exactly.
Make sure you check out, the project as it comes out. Check it out on whatever platforms you listen to. I would say it's a large diversity of different styles. So if you're into alternative, if you're into just rap hip hop, if you're into more of like a Afro beats, again, I felt like Toronto sound, bro. You're gonna have something on there for you. Check it out. It's a Vancouver.
Eclectic for your ears.
Eclectic, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, we'll fuck with y'all. Catch you next time on another episode of For the Record by the Certified Platinum Network.
Peace.
I made a way and no burning these bridges. I keep on stacking these digits. Money and let's think about a new business. I'm in a million a minute. I'm in a million a minute. I'm in a million.